past is history, the future mystery. This moment is the gift. Every second.
Woohoo! It's Dr. Sarah Larsen! Yay! With Greg Larsen!
Dr. Sarah, you've changed your look.
Oh, sorry. Do I look the same now?
No, but you do look remarkably like her son, Tyler Larsen.
No. He's running late. Yeah.
Oh, Tyler's running late today.
Yep,
Gotcha.
That's the person that's running late. Yep.
Dr. Sarah, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What is the meaning of life?
To act like your mom.
How about to love like your mom?
Maybe.
Dr. Sarah, I've so enjoyed this conversation with you so far. Can we continue on with more insightful and delightful and humorous conversation?
Well, there's something I need to tell you. I'm not Dr. Sarah!
As you can tell, Miracle Makers, you have right now in studio Greg Larsen and the lovely, talented, and awesome Tyler Larsen. And Sarah Larsen, our beloved Dr. Sarah Larsen, is going to be here in just moments. On the way to the studio, there was an accident on the 101, and she got held up just a little bit. But since Tyler and myself are here, we decided to start the show. And so, Tyler, tell me about the miracles that are happening in your life.
Well, one of the miracles is that no one guessed that I wasn't Dr. Sarah Larsen. Like, I bet no one, except for a lot of people, guessed that I wasn't Dr. Sarah Larsen.
Did you use some sort of like Harry Potter?
No. Look, it's as easy as this. Look, I go like this, and then all I do is this.
For those who aren't watching, he's messing up the front of his hair, and when he pushes it one way, he looks remarkably just like Dr. Sarah Larsen. When he pushes it the other way, he turns back into Tyler Larsen. So it's like a magic trick. And we are all so happy because we now have in our presence, which makes both Tyler and myself very happy, the lovely, the talented, the spirited, the
fast running.
The fast running.
Literally walking down the street, and I don't have headphones.
They're right
that
there.
I see.
Just grab the cord.
Oh,
yeah.
Running down the street. What did you guys talk about? What did I miss?
We were just talking about how Tyler, when he opened the show, he looked remarkably like you. Yes. For sure. He was trying to pull off the...
We are so grateful that you're here. We're so
Yes.
grateful, Miracle Makers, and I love the call-in show. The intention for this and for everything we do is to be with you.
I wasn't trying to pull it off. I did. No one except people noticed that I was not Dr. Sarah Larsen. Like, watch this. Watch. Everyone, look closely.
For those who can watch on.
Look, I'm Dr. Sarah Larsen, but not anymore. How do I do it? Look, a magician, kid, guy, person never shows his tricks.
Don't show your tricks,
Unless
Tyler.
he's getting sued and he has to.
Okay, gotcha.
Beautiful. I love you guys so much. Miracle Makers, we're so glad you're here. The intention of this show is to powerfully give to you. And we've got a recording from a dear friend that we're going to play during this show. This show is How to Be Irresistible. And one of the dearest Miracle Makers, his name is Charlie Pacello, is en route to some pretty special experiences coming up. And so we're going to share that midway through the show. We're going to share tips with you on how to be irresistible. And for you, please call in. The number is 323-524-2599. Again, call in 323-524-2599. And we're so happy to share with you so much. So we've got a bunch of callers on the line. Let's go ahead and take our first caller, Jarvis. So happy to see you. Jarvis is in studio. He's our producer, so to speak. and the sound engineer. Hi, welcome caller. It's Dr. Sarah Larsen. We're trying to check and make sure everything works so that you're here with us. Today, how to be irresistible. And Charlie Pacello, we sent in a recording of Charlie Pacello to Tony Sweet here. Maybe we'll get that playing for you. But Charlie is on the way to go meet some extraordinary people in the world. Baby, you heard part of the call today.
Right now, there's what number is the call-in number?
323-524-2599. I love memorizing phone numbers. I love memorizing facts. I love even more being of service. So as soon as we can get the phone to work, we'll have you calling in studio. And the first number on the line that we see is 323, a 323 number. So if you're holding with a 323 number, we're trying to get you on. The one after that is a 650-933 number. And so we'll take you right after that, and an 818 number, and then, of course, a restricted number. In LA, everything can be so, it's amazing when you give someone your phone number, cell phone number or office phone number. How to be irresistible. And Tyler, you're kind of irresistible.
How to be Dr. Sarah Larsen.
So what would be your number one tip on how to be irresistible?
Number 1, don't look like the person sitting next to me. Number 2,
He was pointing to his dad. Very cute.
follow the other tips.
Follow the other tips. All right, baby. The number one thing is, for me, is listen deeply for what lights other people up. When you find what lights another person up, and Jarvis, will you grab the mic and tell the audience what's happening? You're shaking your head. You're saying, nope, I won't do that. But are the telephones working?
Yeah, they're working. We just don't have audio.
We don't have audio on the telephones. Okay, so callers, we're getting to you, and we're so glad that you're here. And I know, why is it muted? The one at the, nope, that's not it. The one that's muted on the computer. Nope. We're
Bonnie Tauber says, "I love you so much, Sarah." Sarah Beta says, "Tyler is so awesome."
He is so awesome.
is
And
so
baby,
awesome.
you're so awesome. I'm so glad you're my co-pilot on this journey
you.
of parenthood and co-piloting. Our kids are extraordinary to us, and we often get that feedback. But they are irresistible to the people that they're with because they've learned to notice. This is tip number 1. They've learned to notice what lights other people up. And what lights other people up happens to be what they value. And when you begin to share with others back to them what they value and what lights them up, they can truly... Oh, that was my computer. What they can truly see that you see them. And when people get seen, they feel so good to be seen. So notice what lights people up. Notice what people value and begin talking about that in their company. When you do that over and over and over again, they can't wait to be in your company. Truly, that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 for being irresistible is truly give them your fullest attention when you're with them. Don't look around the room or at other things. Make eye contact. And I think Jarvis is saying our phone lines are ready, and we'll go back to the tips if we have technical problems. Listen, caller, can you hear me? It's Dr. Sarah Larsen. Fascinated by modern technology. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Ah, welcome. Yes. Tell me your name.
Hi, this is Sari.
Sadi, S-A-D-I?
No, it's S. Oh, it's like Sarah. Like your name is Sarah. My name is Sari.
Hi, Sadi. Oh, it makes me so just joyous that you're with us. I love your name. And what's going on, Sadi? How can we help you?
Oh, first of all, I'm so honored and I'm so happy to be here with you. And this is my first ever interaction with you, Sarah. I have been following your blog very religiously, and I love the vibe. I liked the idea about being irresistible, which I think that I have been. But I think for past few years, I don't know what's going on. I have not been feeling happy in my career, in my relationships. Like I've kind of left both of them, just a couple of months back. So I just request your help on guiding me and letting me know what is the best path for me forward. For the highest good,
I'm so glad that you're here, and I'm so glad that you shared that you're irresistible, because that's the energy that comes in so strongly. There is stuff with not trusting or picking the right things for yourself that's come up lately. And so there's you're irresistible when you drop into your certain self. I'm going to say that another way. When you're walking around, certain of the choices you've made and that you're making, you wind up being even more irresistible. But lately, and I would say for the last 4 months, there's something about not being fully certain that's come in, and that uncertainty has emanated out to where when you're with other people, because you're not feeling sure, it shows, and then you're not relating. You have a great intuition, a great guidance on where you're meant to be. Like you get goosebumps and ideas on a regular basis, but when you stepped away from feeling the career part especially made you very, very nervous to not have that as what you identify with. And relationship wise, there's a lot of family pressure that's in the works around relationship. And a part of you feels you're not ready for a relationship. So career and relationship wise, I'm going to give you a little bit of order of what to focus on. So like the first thing I want you to focus on has to do around children. So tell me a little bit of what that means to you.
Okay. Sorry. I don't know if I was being heard.
I didn't hear.
I heard an echo.
We're hearing you. Yes. So when I say children, what comes up in your mind?
I am not married. I have never been married, so it is not. I think it is not related to my own children. But a few years back, I had a strong insight or intuition, as you say, to go and work out with orphans, and I have gone and worked out with them over years. So kind of going and teaching them, like on a Saturday and Sunday regularly, giving them books, giving them sweets.
They're all like your children, which is so beautiful. They're all your children. And each one of these, and it's very interesting because you've felt that tug and that connection with so many of them. And so part of your career path has to do with clothing, housing, feeding, making resources. You're so smart in bringing resources from one area to another area, but you haven't fully told that story to yourself. And so part of your career path has to do with this service, this love, and all of these children that you have. And it's interesting because you're not 100% committed to having children yourself. So tell me about that a little bit.
I have been having repeated broken relationships. I have I've been a giver, and I never went into a marriage, right? And I'm so wanting to be in a happy married, harmonious relationship. So like I've never thought about going and taking care of the children aspect that ways. But my own brother expired 10 years ago, and for me, even my parents are like my children. So I'm kind of
Yes.
a caretaker.
So you don't
I don't know if you
need.
can relate it, but
I
that's
can.
the vibe which comes.
I totally relate to that. Like, you don't need to have more children at all because you've nurtured and taken care. And there's some aspect of knowing that you're on this high path journey. So precisely what comes in for you is, it's good that you haven't gotten married, because your self-esteem and your self-worth don't yet match your vibration of how awesome you are. The career path and the career thing you kind of broke so that you could go into new paths for yourself. The new path really has to do with, you have such a great story in your heart to share, but you haven't shared it yet. And you could be coaching people. You could be sharing all the different skill sets and the different, because you're quite courageous. And so I would label you a courage coach, and I would label and start offering people, women especially, the ability to work with you and let go of worrying, because you've done a great job with that. I want you to label yourself that way. I want you to label yourself as someone, because you do it anyway. With everyone you're connected to, you're kind of helping, you're giving resources. Start offering them a couple times, a couple sessions, and then after that, ask for them to compensate you. And then you've got computer skills. So tell me about that a little bit.
You are reading me like you know me. Yes. My entire life has been into computer. Like, I have excellent computer skills, and you're so spot on when you say that. I have kind of gone and offered my skills to healers and people who were not so good at IT, but I kind of helped them set up their small business. So, you have the budding healers coming up.
Yes.
They appear on telesummits, but I've gone and helped them because they were like totally unaware of how to, get into the world. But I have never asked for compensation for that. So,
my darling, I want to make
something.
sure you put your phone number and your on Facebook if you can, and you say, "This is the Sari," and list a price there, and let entrepreneurs start coming to you. How can entrepreneurs reach you? Because you're great at what you do, and you help them be more courageous. What's your number? And let's start your business right now.
Okay. Do I leave it to your?
Say it out loud, and
Facebook
anyone, and leave it to my Facebook as well. But for those that just hear the audio part, and we have quite a few that follow us on UBN, and they don't see the visual part or the Facebook part or the YouTube part or the. I could list all the places we are, but that would take a long time. So go ahead and give us how to reach you, and that way those our followers that need your help can find you.
Okay, I can totally help them. I can just help them set up, whether they're starting up from ground zero, going on to 5, 10 people, 100 people, anything, and just like
set up telesummits, set up newsletters, that sort of thing. So how can they reach you?
Oh, okay. I am actually Sari Grace on Facebook, and I have a page called The Smarter CEO, which I kind of just happened to build just today morning. I'm still setting it up, so you can actually reach me at thesmarterceo.com. So it's for all the beautiful people out there trying to reach out. And trying to, they get, bogged down by how to get things done technically,
Awesome,
I can just help you that. And I have been doing this for 15 years, but like I've never asked anything in return because I was in a formal paid salaried job, which I kind of left in July.
I'm so
So,
proud of
I
you
would be
for
very happy to
leaving
help
that
you.
job. And I have the same, it took me, I was in tears the first time I took money because I had a belief system that healers, and when you do service work, you don't take money. And so I know that's a code that I had to break, or a way that I had to break within myself. And I got a lot of coaching on how to receive money and payment. And that first part, sorry, anyone who's working with you is lucky to work with you, and for you to be able to receive. Look, that might be the first call coming in. We love you. Will you keep us informed on Facebook of how it's going, and put yourself in the comments? And Tyler has a message for you as well.
Okay. Oh,
So
thank you.
like, because you need to
Hi,
get
Tyler.
you need to get just as good at receiving as you are at giving, to fully like give people what you want to give, because you're giving them and they're receiving it.
And he is so wise. There is a story of 3 graces. There's this is the first grace, just gives. The second grace just receives. And the third grace is there to witness the giving and receiving. And it's such an important component. To receive gracefully is giving. To give gracefully is receiving. And you never know, and to witness this without attachment, the 3 graces, without envy, without want, with just reverence for the process, is so beautiful. And so every time you receive financially, every time you do, you're able to give more. And every time you receive gracefully, and give gracefully, or witness the giving and receiving gracefully, these are goddesses that are talked about in Hindu mythology, Egyptian mythology. There's references to it in the Quran, in the Bible, in ancient texts, the Torah, of how to give and receive. And there's always 3 aspects to it. Gracefully receiving, and receiving money, compensation, love, attention, compliments, is part of how to be irresistible. And it's a good thing you didn't wind up in a relationship before now, because you have to learn this component of giving, receiving, and witnessing gracefully. And I'm going to tell you exactly why it's hard for you to receive. When you received as a child, it came with a lot of obligation and guilt. And so you became a giver, and there's a lot behind that, but you became a giver so you wouldn't be obligated. Your freedom came from giving, but not receiving, because every time you received, there were huge strings attached. And so, and now we're breaking that code for you.
Okay, thank you.
And sorry,
That is
also
so true.
there's someone who commented on Facebook, Sarah Bita, a friend of ours who's well connected in the tech world. She said, "Send me a friend request. I'm sure she'll do."
She's so awesome.
Yeah.
I'm
Thank you,
sure she'll
Sarbita.
connect you with some people.
Oh,
And
thank you so much.
yay, awesome. I love Sarah Bita. I love it when she comes to our home and
Exactly.
hangs out, and how dog sits and loves builds altars in our place and helps. She's such a beautiful human being.
Yeah.
Truly, truly. An artist. She paints and creates so much. And then, of course, she's really great at follow-up. And so anyone, if you want to get connected, reach out to Sarah Bita for follow-up, and she will connect you with some people. Maybe build you an altar. Maybe come house sit for you too. Where are you located? Sorry.
I am from India,
In
but I have
India.
been to the United States primarily when I was working. So I was consulting and I was doing a lot of stuff.
Awesome.
And
So
I do have a question regarding that. I have had this strong urge of going and studying for my MBA, but I get bogged down because of my exam. It's a very stupid thing to say, but do you recommend going that path, or I can just?
I recommend that you take your time and build for yourself a little bit in the tech world, build a company, and then go get your MBA. And what I mean by that is don't go further down this road without getting how awesome you are by doing some work in this area that you love. Okay. And coach people. You will make an amazing courage coach. And so awesome.
Okay,
thank you for your call. And I know we'll talk again soon. Please keep us posted on Facebook.
And I would love to help you in any way I can, Sarah.
Awesome. Well, we will reach out afterwards. Thank you so much. We will receive that. We have some pretty extraordinary projects coming up. One of our projects, and this is if we get Charlie Pacello's recording on, we'll share it even further. But yesterday was International Armistice Day. And this day represents a day in which countrymen of different countries got together and decided that on the 11th day, at the 11th hour of the 11th month, these men would put down their weapons and with each other create peace. And they then asked the leaders, this was in 1918, they asked the leaders.
On the 11th hour.
On the 11th hour, the 11th day at the 11th hour, and it's amazing.
The 11th month.
Right. They asked that the leaders make that go into law for the different lands. And so International Armistice Day, 11/11, was commemorated on the 11th day, 11th hour, 1918. And all the allied countries of World War I decided that was the war to end all wars. And my knowing is we did a ceremony yesterday, prayers yesterday with a group of people. And while we were praying and while we were doing the ceremony, we said, we want love of thy neighbor to be the main focus of all religions. And then we also, the main focus, love to be the focus, then love thy neighbor. And then to see Source, God, whatever that is, as an expansion of all conditions love. And one of the people that work with us, Charlie Pacello, Miracle Maker Charlie Pacello, while we were doing the ceremony, left a voice message saying, this week I have a meeting with the Pope coming up. So Charlie Pacello is going to be meeting with the Pope in a private meeting. And he rewrote at the same time that we were doing this prayer, he was helping rewrite the mission statement as this was being created in spirit for organizations for those two exact things. And so I would love your help for us to create lots of imagery on 2018, that International Armistice Day, being a day that represents a day that each neighbor can go to a neighbor of whatever faith and say, there's going to be no war between us. I will only love you as I love myself, and I will only share with you. Let's create this peace on the land, and every person.
Wow.
Isn't that extraordinary?
Yes. I mean, I was just like so intently listening to the beautiful expressions you had for this whole story. You know, it's just absorbing it so beautifully.
Thank you so much.
I was actually visualizing it.
That's so beautiful. And he's meeting with the Pope in a private meeting to share the new mission statements and this work that we've been working on as Miracle Makers. Tyler, go ahead, sweetheart.
Well,
Yes.
The day is honoring everyone that was in the Army, that was in the Air Force, that was in like the Marines or something like that.
And the Navy.
And then the Navy, and then the last one was like a lifeguard or something.
National Guard.
National Guard.
And usually we do a lot with our veterans. We love those that serve our country, whatever country they're in. We know that you do it with such love to create freedom for whatever country you're part of. So it's also a day in the United States that we use to honor our veterans. And all across the world, they have different reasons for honoring 11/11. So we're so excited. Thank you, Sarah. I love sharing this time with you. And I can't wait for us to be working offline soon. Thank you for your call. Big heart, big hugs to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I reciprocate every bit of it. I mean, I just felt that unconditional love coming and oozing through you. Thank you so much. I'm very grateful. Thank you.
You're so welcome. We're so grateful for you. Welcome, caller. It's Dr. Sarah Larsen. Let's go ahead and take you. I'm so glad that you've called in. Thank you for waiting. Hi.
Oh, my pleasure.
Who am I speaking with?
My name is Gayla Marie.
Hi, Gayla Marie. I'm just so grateful you're here. Gayla, oh gosh, I love your name. There's so much I can say already. What comes up for you?
For me, I seem to be at a very much turning point in my life of acknowledging that I've always struggled with money, and I'm having to break through that in order to keep my apartment, which is also tied into, I think, the fact that I've never finished the books and movies that could bring the money and fulfill my purpose. And so I'm really at this crux of wanting to shift into that whole other aspect of my life where success is easy and I share my gifts.
Oh, I'm holding that space for you. My heart is so with you. We are co-creating that for you, the shift for you to be able to complete. You know, Viktor Frankl wrote his book, Man's Search for Meaning, in 24 hours.
Wow.
Much of the work that was done, and for you, it's really particularly about trusting yourself and trusting your love and trusting that because you change all the time. And so when you start writing, you want to rewrite, re-edit, reshoot, because you're growing. And it was one of our amazing artists, Picasso, who said, you never complete a painting, you never complete a piece of art, you just surrender it. And so I want for you to really get, you are so powerful. The art that you're creating is so beautiful, and it's almost Celtic, it feels like, in nature. When I say Celtic, it brings in sort of, you weave stories together. There is interwoven meaning into everything that you're writing and all of the images that you're bringing up. And you channel to some degree. So some of the work that you're working on is channeled work. So you wake up with 100 ideas in the morning, and by the end of the day, you've only worked on 14 of them, but that's 14 more than anyone else has worked on. So which one is the easiest for you to complete right now?
The easiest is the story of my life, the movie about my life, because that's already done. I don't have to develop anything. It's just writing it.
And so,
as a movie.
I'm writing it as a movie. Can you make a commitment to have that done in 2 weeks? And call us back, because you're brilliant. Next, in 2 weeks, or when are we doing this again? The third Sunday. So that'll be next Sunday. Can you do this in 7 days?
Well, that would be a miracle, but I could go for it.
Okay, I want you to commit
I will do my best
to doing it in 7 days, and I want you to call us next week and tell us how you did it. And then we're in Hollywood, and you know how this works. Once you start sharing on here, and we'll have you share and make your pitch next week if it's done.
Okay.
Okay. And
now that's a deadline for a writer, isn't it?
It truly is. And you're so funny and you're so fabulous, and this will transform the world. And you've been wanting to do this your whole life since you were a kid. So all the obstacles are out of the way, because you are committed to helping others. And when you make this level of commitment, you show up for it. So it's already done.
Okay, then I'll be getting my pitch ready this week.
Yes. Awesome. Awesome. We love you. And so we can't wait for you to call us next week. And
Deal.
This is the energy that you need, is stay a little bit liquid this week. So make most of your nutrition vegetable-based or soft soups. So your digestion, your mind, and eat small meals. So no more than a handful or a small cupful at a time. When you're a little bit hungry, you're sharp. And your sharpness shows up on paper, and it shows up in wit, and it shows up in everything you do. That's coming from your body saying, eat small meals throughout the day. And
I actually like to do that. That's. Thank you for that.
yeah, so that is what will, when you're focused on your meal being tiny and liquid, it will help you stay sharp in your mind.
Okay.
All right, love you. I can't wait to talk to you next week.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Bye for now.
Bye.
Hi, welcome caller. It's Dr. Sarah Larsen.
Oh, there you go.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome. Who am I speaking with?
Billy?
Hi, Billy. Greg was really excited about having you on. So, Billy, what's going on?
Oh, thank you. Not much. Just telling Greg, just briefly, lost my job of 18 years about 5 years ago, and then mother passed away, then lost my home, then my wife and I divorced, and then my dad passes away. So, it's kind of hard to find your place again when you've been, the kind of gig that I had playing music all over the world, and then all of a sudden it's taken away from you. You just have nowhere else to go. So it's been really a
Billy,
struggle.
I'm so glad you called. And there is a frog in your throat. It's been there for a long time. I'm feeling all of this emotion that has, and as an artist, when you express yourself, such truth and wisdom comes through. And the level of writing that you usually do, the level of communication. So tell me what's happening there, because it's been, so I'm going to tell you precisely. Going out and performing live for others is where you get so much energy, and those frogs and lumps in your throat begin to move. So
Right.
Tell me about that, just a little bit, what we shared there.
Well, I just, like you said, when I'm on that stage, I feel like, that my energy is there, and that's where I belong. And so it's, when you don't have it anymore, it's hard to, you feel lost, I guess. I've been praying and asking for some kind of direction, and nothing's
so
happening.
It's really important for you to relabel yourself as something like the golden sun, or two men's sun. But something to that effect gives you new energy and ability. What happens for you when I say the word sun?
Well, me and my son aren't speaking anymore either. We haven't spoken about two years, and he's got 6 kids, so I can't even see my grandkids. So just so many losses in my life, so I feel like something's blocking the blessings. I'm not sure
So
what it is.
I want you to label yourself self and things, something to the effect of two my sons or 2 sons. And you were the son of when your father passed away, that was really scary for you. And then this relationship and your son not being in your life has really, because you see yourself as such a people relationship that sun connection person. And so I really want you to find young men to mentor in music. This is coming from Source, teaching them how to songwrite. You have followers, and I want you to relabel what you're doing to reflect something around two sons. So to my son, or from my father to his son, you've just got to have the word to and son or sons in what you're working on next. And that's going to help break this. And then you've got to take on young men into and start mentoring them. And that mentorship will help you be back in the spotlight, so to speak, and back in the groove of what you're used to.
Right.
Okay, and slowly but surely, everything's going to come back. You synergize when you're communicating, when you're singing, when you're leading younger men. You synergize when you're not thinking about yesterday or tomorrow, but when you're in the moment collaborating. And my hands are moving and playing instruments. Music transforms you all the time. And all of the pieces will start synergizing again. You're getting a new birth. You, to some degree, died to your old life because there was addiction there, and there was not a lot of trust. And it wasn't you that wasn't showing up that way. It was just the people around you all together. You didn't build a great deal of trust with each other, and there was a great deal of addiction to seeing each other in a particular way. And there was a little bit of addiction that got in the way. Okay. Billy, and then will you call us back or follow us on Facebook or on YouTube if you're watching us there, or on UBN Network, and let us know how you're doing? Because we really, we really, I feel you I feel how much your belly's been in knots. I feel the love that your dad had, didn't express it as much as he could, but had a great deal of love for you. And when this relationship broke, and you kind of broke, like everything broke all at the same time. And part of the breaking was to get out of the shadow and to get out of the dark living that everyone had gotten into. Okay, so this is a new life.
Okay, well, thank you.
You're so welcome. Thank you, Billy, for calling. And I'm looking. Keep us informed and let us know. And in particular, I see for you working with someone that you're mentoring. Then together, you guys are producing a great deal of success together. And when you're doing that, you have your children. And I say more than one child. I think it's so your son isn't speaking, but there's other people around you that you consider your children that come back into your life.
Right. Yeah. I will have a daughter too. So, but I have 9 grandkids, and so 6 of them I don't get to see, and it just breaks my heart.
Yeah, we are so grateful that you called in and that you really demonstrate. You are really demonstrating with your words how much men love their kids and their grandkids, and how important it is for families to stay connected for the grandkids as well as for the grandfather. So thank you, Billy, for calling in.
That's everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys, and Greg's got my number there, so
I do, Billy. Thank you. Yeah.
That's okay.
Yes,
Thank
let's
you,
do that.
Billy. We're looking forward to it.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Bye-bye.
Tyler, what do you want to say to Billy?
Well, you're going through some hard times, but I think if you make it through those hard times, you could have better times.
The best is yet to come for you, Billy.
Yeah.
It really, really is. Into the light. And so we've got the next caller online. Welcome, caller. It's Dr. Sarah Larsen. Hi.
Hi. Hello.
I'm so glad you're here. Tell us your name.
Hello. Thank you. Oh, my name's Vanessa.
Hi, Vanessa.
Hello.
What a treat. I can just feel your delightful energy. And the artist that you are comes in. It's funny to say it that way, but you have an art of the way that you live life. And I want to find out what we can answer for you.
Well, I like to know, basically, a lot of things have been happening in the week where there's this tremendous amount of energy, and I need to focus. I need to find out what I should focus on. What would help me manifest my goals? And I'm not really sure. I was wondering if you could help me.
Sure. What happens when I say the words "go bold"? Go bold. BOLD. Bold.
That's being on social media more.
And then
because I'm a shy person. So I'm not.
Okay, and then the next word that comes in for you is fund, and these your guides, and what's not necessarily it's bold and fund, FUND, fund. So that tell me about the word fund. They're like, you have to be so clear and give her just one message at a time. So bold, go on social media. Fund, ask for resources for one of your projects so you can get someone else to come help you. Bold, fund. And then there's one thing that's a little bit up in the air that you haven't decided whether you're going to get rid of or whether you're going to keep. So tell me about that one thing that's up in the air.
Yep. I'm not sure.
So it has to do with a relationship, someone that takes a lot of your time.
Okay, I guess it's more about finding someone that would help mentor me in a specific way that I would need.
Yeah. And so, yes, I love mentoring people. That's one of the things I'm so grateful. We are so busy right now but if we have an application process, if you come in, mentoring, finding the best mentors. And I would say for me, it's been a major difference in my life. Find a mentor that can be bold, direct, give you specific tasks to do, and has already done what you're looking to do. And what you're looking to do is you want to be mentoring people as well. And you want to be working with and helping make change, and specifically helping people become more resourceful. So tell me about that a little bit.
That's what I keep getting for my guides, but I'm still pretty working on myself, and I want to work on myself the best I can. So if I do eventually mentor someone, that I'd be giving them the right advice. But for now, I'm still trying to focus on myself, even though my guides have been telling me to try to help others. I'm still not sure about that.
So that trust your guides, they're saying it again. So put it in again on social media. You can do it by donation to start mentoring someone. Set aside 1 day a week for 4 hours that you're mentoring someone. And this mentoring lets you break through in all the other areas that you're here to inspire and teach and to motivate with. And Tyler's got some.
Wow.
Yes. Go ahead, Tyler.
Well, like when I hear bold, because there was this one commercial where there was a whole bunch of like people working out, and they're like, I am hardworking, I am flexible, I am strong. And then they all said at the end, I am bold. So that's remind me of.
That's awesome. Thank you.
So I was thinking like strong, hardworking.
So Tyler is giving you very specific instructions. Yes. Write down all the things that you're great at, and start highlighting those over and over again. A Course in Miracles talks about us being great. And every time we say, I'm not good enough or I'm not ready yet, we are saying to Source, to God, to our Creator, that we don't trust Him coming through us. It's hubris, or it's our way of saying, it's my way rather than Source's way. And so it is a little bit to really say, trust your greatness, write down what you're great at, begin talking about that in social media, begin asking for funds around that as well. And because you made it through, I'm going to call you a miracle maker. If you send us a little note, let's see if we can figure out whether you're meant to be working with me. I love this is in particular. I work with people that want to love their neighbor as themselves, serve our planet, are willing to really break the patterns and let go of self-sabotage and overcome obstacles over and over again. Literally, one of the people that I'm working with is meeting with the Pope next week. One of the people that I'm working with is getting over $1 million funding for their cakes. And I mean, it's the people that I'm working with, extraordinary things going through, and it's planetary work and great work. And if that's something that you feel you can dive into, please,
it is.
Yes, then I'd love for us to create time possibly to work together. Awesome.
That would be great. Yeah.
Yay. Big hugs to you. And
oh, thank you.
You're so welcome. Jarvis Way. You've got mad love skills. You're such a love bug.
I love it. Mad love skills.
So tell me about that. What comes up when we say that?
So mad love skills. Okay, what comes up for me is I feel I have the capacity to really experience high vibrational states. And so what else comes up is that I'm really, really trying to understand and unravel trust. I'm having a hard time trusting other people around me, close people around me, my friends, people that are, trying to be in a relationship with me, or, even my parents. And so I'm having a hard time trusting myself. And I feel that all of that, taken into consideration, is making me confused about my own energy field. Like, are these lower vibrational energy people bringing me lower, or am I like I don't know if it's me experiencing blockages, or are other people kind of bringing me down to a lower vibrational.
So this is really about you slowing down. You've been rushing, racing. And so of course you don't trust, because so much information is coming at you and around you and flooding you. And so you've got to sit down, and you've got to really slow down and start communicating with your heart again. And your heart loves people. Your heart loves each of the people that is giving you advice, but you're often the smartest person in the room. And so that advice is really tough. It's tough to receive. It's tough to, because you haven't stepped into your leadership yet with yourself.
Okay.
Slow your subtle energy down. Listen to the small, still voice in your heart, and then be present with people. People keep bringing up the past and false remembrances of you, of them. So just really bring everyone around you into the moment, into the current vibration or field or conversation. And every time they try and bring you back to the past, or who you were or who they were, bring them into the current moment and say, I'm so glad that you shared that, but that's not where I want to focus or where I want to go. And then slow every conversation and everything down. And you don't have to argue. And in particular, this is an image that's coming for you, is put your head on the earth and lay down to God, to earth, everything that isn't true that each one of those people has said to you about you. And when you lift your head up from the earth, listen deeply for what God wants to tell you. So every time you...
Like prostration.
Prostration. To the earth, giving it to God. You can do this mentally. So if you're in the kitchen and someone is saying something not so nice or not so kind or not so true, you can take the energy of what they said in your mind's eye, see yourself touching the earth. And I want you to do that on a regular basis anyway, in privacy and prayer. However, touch your head to the earth and leave everything to God, to earth there. And then if someone says something to you that you don't fully trust, leave it in your mind's eye. See yourself giving it to the earth by seeing yourself giving that energy to the earth and to God, to source, to oneness there. And then you don't have to respond to it. Yes. Did that make sense?
And that's the way, absolutely. That actually led me into my next question, which was, like, how can I get back in touch with myself so deeply where these other forces are not impeding my personal growth? That's, that's the issue and that I've been facing for a little bit.
This is really a great question. I want you to write down 6 things that you want to focus on till the end of the year. 6 things you want to get done. And every time someone brings up an idea or something, and it's not one of your 6, I want you to say, gosh, let me think about that. And maybe I can work on it in 2018 or 2019.
Yeah.
So
6 things for the year.
6 things from now until you get them done. And then when you get those 6 ideas, things, organized way of being for yourself done. And if someone is saying, focus on this, or you should be this, or blah, and it's not in those 6, you say, gosh, that's a great idea. Let me think about that for 2018, 2019. You don't even have to ever tell them what your 6 is.
Okay. And that creates more of a way of making sure that what you're doing in life is what you really want to do instead of what other people, or like what ideas that other people have planted in your head for your life.
Correct.
Journey almost.
Yes. Oh, I love you so much. I wish we had more time.
I do.
And I know
Oh, am I the last caller?
You're the last caller for today. Yes.
I'm so happy I was able to reach you. Oh, this is such a blessing. It's a miracle because I didn't know if I was going to be able to get to talk to you today. So I'm very happy for that.
We are very happy too. Thank you.
Please keep me in the loop, Dr. Sarah. I enjoyed the course. I wasn't able to complete it. I wasn't in the full energy of receiving at that moment and manifesting. But I want that. I want that back for me. I want that inner freedom that I felt just temporarily, but I want that again permanently. So please keep in touch with me. I will email you and I look forward to working with you from that point.
Thank you. So much love to you. We'll connect again very soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Miracle Makers.
Thank you, Miracle Makers. Thank you, Tyler. Thank you, Greg.
Yorm said yay. Leo said yay. So many people saying yay, baby. That was a powerful message you shared there. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. Bravo. Thank you. Thank you.
Signing you out, Miracle Makers. Dr. Sarah Larsen.
The future mystery. This moment is the gift. Every